I'm waiting for the slap. I was waiting for the slap that time. I was ready for it. Welcome to Storyville, episode 12, the Not A Podcast where your stories are the story. We got a fun one today. It's a normal one. But as always, what am I drinking? Today, it's Spindrift again. I fucking love Spindrift. You guys know how much I love Spindrift. It's probably my favorite sparkling water. It's just sparkling water and the juice. There's no added nothing. So it's really, really great. I love it. Let me take a sip. But also, as always, we got a new sponsor. Talked about him last week and talk about it again. Salted caramel flavor of the Brew Shockalaka. This can sucks. They're coming out with new cans, but it really is great. It's called Brew Shockalaka Coffee Evolved. I really do love it. I talked about it at length last week, but it's zero sugar added. They have keto, collagens, and nootropics in here. 800 milligrams of electrolytes, which is fucking a lot with no sugar. It's all the right kind of stuff you want. And 200 milligrams of caffeine. I love these things. Like I said, you see this one's empty. I drank it earlier because we're shooting about 2 o'clock today. But I love them. I really love them. It gives me nice, clean, smooth energy. If you drink coffee and you're looking for an alternative, I'm telling you, give this a shot. Brew Shockalaka. It's going to be out in stores soon. I'm going to start posting the links as soon as they're available online. But I'm just getting the word out there about Brew Shockalaka. So as always, that's what I'm drinking. I got a couple shout outs. I forgot. Got a couple shout outs too. All right. These are people that have really helped out the pod. One is Nicole Carr. She's continuing to help out. Thank you for Nicole for your donation of $25 to get you a nice little shout out on the pod. So I appreciate you, Nicole. The last one is Sarah Larscheid. I don't know how to say your name. Sarah Larscheid. Larscheid. Very German. Instagram is Laura_D_L. She bought a Storyville jersey for me, and then she wore both of them to the shows in Minneapolis, which we'll get to in a second. But she gave me back the original Storyville jersey. Very nice of her. I told her she didn't have to do that, but she did. And it's not going to be up for resale. She said, I know how much it means to you. I want to give it back. So it's very nice. She's like, I bought it so no one else would. Very nice. I offered to give her her money back. She said no. She's very nice. So Sarah, next time I'm in your area, you get a bunch of free tickets. So I really do appreciate you coming. Thank you so much. It was cool to see some of the jerseys in the wild. I'm wearing one right now. As always, if you want to get one, you want to be a part of the community of Storyville, go get yourself a jersey at storyvillemerch.myshopify.com. Pretty simple. So about that too, about where have I been? Yeah, lay down, Bubba. Lay down, Bubba. Go lay down. All right. Well, what have I been doing? Also, I was in Pittsburgh and Minneapolis. Well, Stephen Rife. And it was great. I was in a funk the last 2 months. He said it's been a weird 2 months for me. And it was just nice, man. Pittsburgh is we went out after, me and Matt went out after at the shows with a couple of our friends, and it was just so much fun. It was just nice. Met some cool people, man. Had some fun. It was a really great night. It really was. The show was fucking incredible. And then we took the old private jet. Boy, I'd hate to be missing out on this life of mine. I tell you what. So I'm very thankful we took that old PJ straight over to Minneapolis. That show was fucking incredible. It really was. That stadium was great. It was just, they were all right on top of us. We fucking murdered. Eric Griffin was with us. He'll be with us a bunch. If you don't know who Eric Griffin is, he's from Workaholics, but he's been a comic for 20 plus years. He is one of the great comics that we have working right now. And he directed Matt's last two Netflix specials. But Pittsburgh was awesome, man. I got to have Zach come with us because, like I said, documenting some things. Got some financials, documenting some things. So we've been kind of cruising around. Zach's been with us, man. Zach had a good fucking time. It was nice to see Zach cut loose, man. Got a couple drinks in Zach. He started bowling his ass off. And, nerds are good at shit like that, dude. They are. Fucking losers are good at sports that don't matter. And he was fucking very fun. He was great. But it's good, man. We got some good content. I hate to say the word content. We got some good stuff. We really did. The document is really starting to take shape, starting to kind of figure out what it is. So it's really cool, man. It's about the juxtaposition. I don't want to talk about it. We'll talk about it later. You guys will find out. It takes a sip. But it was good, man. Pittsburgh was a good funk buster. It was good, though. Pittsburgh was a nice funk buster, dude. It was good. Buster is the word. It was good to be out there in front of 13,000 people. If you haven't seen, go check out my Instagram. We posted a really good reel from this week, from that show. Zach fucking crushed the editing. The song is perfect. It's been fucking good, man. Fucking hell. Yeah, so That's great, man. Those shows were awesome. Excited to get back on the road. Matt added me to the Red Rock show. So May 2nd in Vegas, May 4th at Red Rocks. It's going to be fucking incredible. Got a bunch more shows coming. Don't forget, during my birthday, we're at Radio City. Not Radio City. We're at Madison Square Garden. Probably the biggest, most important venue in the world. Right there in New York City. Make sure you come out and see that. A few tickets left for the 19th show. And now what am I going to be doing? I got some special dates coming up. I'm not with Matt at all in April. But May, I'm back out there with him. But I got a bunch of my own dates coming up, man. April 17th through the 19th, I'm at Providence Comedy Underground. It's in Providence, downtown Providence. They have two clubs. There's one at Medici on Thursday, April 17th, Thursday at Medici Lounge. I'm headlining all these shows. I'll be headlining. We have one show that night. Then Friday and Saturday, I'm at Hyde Speakeasy at the George Hotel in downtown Providence. Also, it's the comedy club of Providence Comedy Underground. We have two shows Friday, two shows Saturday, and it's going to be awesome. I'm headlining, going to do about 45 minutes. It's my show. Who knows who could drop in? Who knows who could come drop in at those shows? Probably not Matt, but we're going to have it's going to be a really good lineup. I still got to figure out who I want to open for me. I got a couple good options, but yeah, so that'll be fun. Please, let's sell those tickets out. They already sell really well. It's one of those clubs that sells really well. But I want to do them right? I said I want to do it because I love to do it, but I don't want to let them down. They decided to let me headline, so let's fill that motherfucker out. Let's have a great weekend. If you live anywhere near downtown Providence, please go get tickets to go to their Instagram, Providence Comedy Underground on Instagram, or go to their Eventbrite page at Medici or Hyde Speakeasy. If you just look up Providence Comedy Underground tickets online, they have not posted an official ticket link as I'm shooting, but when this comes out next week, hopefully they do, and I will post those in the YouTube and the Instagram bio. April 17th, 18th, and 19th, Providence Comedy Underground, Thursday at Medici, Friday, Saturday, two shows each at Hyde Speakeasy at the George Hotel in downtown Providence. Like I said, go to their Instagram as I'm telling you this, or their Eventbrite ticket link. I will put the ticket links if they have them out by the time this gets released, which they should. This comes out this comes out like April 4th. Some shit, yeah. So they should be have their ticket links, and what they do, they will be in the YouTube link. So just go check it out below. They'll also be in my bio in my Instagram. That's it. That's what I've been doing. It's time to get on with the show, man. Quote of the week is next. We're getting better. Takes a sip. I'm really mad I ripped that card. I wanted to keep these. I feel like I've never kept these cards. And these are the most professional I've done them. Because I'm really starting to like write out everything. So I think I'm all right. Episode 13, remind me not to rip them up. I'm going to keep ripping these. But episode 13, sorry. 13, lucky number 13. It's the number on everything. Ooh, I'll keep the cards for episode 13. This episode, these motherfuckers getting ripped up. I forgot to rip up this one. Bonus rip. Quote of the week. I love this new segment. Take a sip. This quote, look, everyone's heard this quote, and I don't know if this is who it's from originally, but this is who I've looked it up. This is Google. This is what Snopes.com. This is what everybody really gives it up to. I don't know, but I think it's funny. Robert Schuller, televangelist, which if you're religious, you shouldn't like these people. If you're religious and you like a televangelist, you're not actually religious. You're broken inside. You just need someone to yell at you and tell you that they love you. I wouldn't take this as gold, as that he's the one who said it, because it seems like a pretty old quote. But they gave the credit. A lot of places seem to give the credit for this quote to Robert Schuller, the televangelist. Tough times don't last. Tough people do. Everyone's heard that quote. I needed it this week. I just came across, I was like, that's right. Tough times don't last. Tough people do. And I saw it literally after I got off the stage in Pittsburgh. The Penguins have all these different, we were at the PPG Arena where the Penguins play ice hockey. One of my lady hockey. That's where they play hockey, men's hockey. And it was just on the wall leading up to their locker room, and it said, "Tough times don't last, tough people do. Tough times don't last, tough people do." And I saw it, and it was just because I just had a great moment. That whole few days had been good. We got there Friday earlier, so we didn't get in the day of the show. So we got to explore Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh's one of those cities I really love for some reason. I call it Happy Cleveland. But I just love Pittsburgh. It's beautiful, man. It's weird. It's also haunting. It's just, it's old America. It really is. It's iron. It's steel. Everything is fucking gaudy, but it's just dark and depressing. It seems like a place that was built by people with money, and then they left it as soon as it stopped making them money. So it's just these old relics of past, like, America, right? Everything is steel and iron, and it's big, and it's, it feels like a very East Coast city, but it's just empty some days because it's so cold and overcast. But there are sports down there, tough people, there are good people. It's funny. I said it on stage. 13,000 people were in that arena. And I was like, where the fuck did y'all come from? I don't see you on the street. But it was just good. I was feeling good. It was like that day getting to walk around Pittsburgh knowing I was doing an arena tomorrow. Then that day of the arena, Zach got there. We shot a little bit. We had some fun. Went, got some coffee. Zach got there on Saturday, and it just was nice, man. We shot. I was like, oh, that's right. You're really doing it, Alex. You're moving forward. You're doing your career thing. And, with your own thing, and you're doing it. You're really fucking doing it. And it's good, man. Yeah, dude. So I saw that quote. Wow. Quote of the week's going off the rails. Saw that quote. Tough times don't laugh. Tough people do. And I was like, oh, that's awesome. I'm going to make that the quote of the week. Cause that's how I felt, tough people do, man. You gotta be tough. Gotta be fucking tough, dude. And it was just, I was like, cool. Because it was kind of like reminding me, like, see, look what you did. You stuck it out. You fucking hammered away. You got big things that have happened for you. And it was nice. And then I looked up who said it. And I was like, maybe I don't use that as the quote of the week. The televangelist Robert. So technically God gets the credit for this one. Because if you're a televangelist, don't all your things come from, So you know what? Tough times don't last. Tough people do. God. Thanks, God. That is your quote of the week. It's on to sports. Sorry, nerds. I'm getting so good. I figured it out. It's got to put a little gay on the wrist. It's time for sports. Sorry, nerds. But this one's pretty quick. This one's pretty cool, though, too. So March Madness happened. We talked about it last week. I don't really give a shit about basketball in terms of college basketball. I'm a big New Orleans Pelicans fan. But I live near downtown Providence now, right? And I live out on the East Coast. And there's a little tiny school, that's in the area called Bryant University, and they were in the tournament. They were in the big dance, and they played pretty fucking well. They really did. They had the most length of any team, which for basketball means just height and arm span, like wingspan, of any team in the tournament. They did. And they played number 2 seeded Michigan State, which has been in the tournament every year. They have a classic, old school, legendary Hall of Fame coach. They are consistently one of the best teams in college basketball every year. And they stuck with them that first half. But, they're a small school. They have 5 guys on that team that can really ball. And the other guys, they can ball. They can play in the American East Conference. But you come to the tournament, you could sell. It just, Georgia Tech started to slip away. But it was cool. After they played Friday, I went into Pittsburgh, like I was there, and we went to the Penguins game. That was also really fucking incredible. If I got to mention that. Went to the Penguins game. I love hockey, so got to go watch the Penguins game. My buddy Zach Vijal, Matt's tour manager, also a buddy of mine. And then that night, got back to the hotel, watched Bryant play pretty well in the first half. Second half, spanked. Got destroyed. But it was cool. It's cool to see a local team that I am now, I guess, a part of that community. Not really, but it was just cool. I love a small town little team getting after it. So that was cool, man. Yeah, Bryant University. You never know. I've seen all these sweatshirts in downtown Providence, Bryant University. And I'm like, what the fuck is this? And turns out they're right there. And they were in the tournament, hooping. First half. Second half, they really, really got their ass kicked. But that was cool to see. Nice little reminder. Can happen to anybody. Just got to keep pursuing your dreams. I don't know how I made that inspirational. It doesn't really. It's cool to see. Anyway, that's sports. Really short this week. 2 weeks in a row. Really short. You're welcome, nerds. Man, if this episode is going to be short, we might be able to post this thing on Instagram. It's on to Storyville. It is story time. It's the Storyville portion of Storyville, the Not A Podcast where your stories are the story. Thank you so much. This week we have Heather Hughes Travado. I sent in her story. Her Instagram is Heather_Elizabeth_72. Is that your age? Because if that's the case, how do you know how to work Instagram? I'm going to pull up the the story right now. All right. Here she is, Heather Hughes Travado. Thank you so much. 72. Heather_Elizabeth_72. Is that your age? Shouldn't be. How do you know how to work Instagram? I was around 11 years old. That's what she says. sitting at the kitchen table with my dad, sister, and cousin. So this is back in, she's 72, she's 11. 1927. She's sitting around the dinner table starving to death because her parents couldn't put food on the table. Someone mentioned, let's play a game. That's what you had to do, right? Before cell phones, you just sat around having to talk to people, having to get to know your family. Isn't it crazy what cell phones have done to us? You know, if you didn't want to see anybody anymore, you just didn't have to see them. You don't want to hear from them, you didn't have to hear from them. It's crazy. Someone mentioned, let's play a game where we had to go around. Each one of us had to come up with a swear word, which at the time, being that young, we thought was hilarious. And my dad was not your typical dad. He was a pedophile. That's what she wrote. What do you mean it wasn't your typical dad? Like he just cursed? I don't know how you grew up. My dad tried to beat me with a shovel. That's a true story. I accidentally threw sand in the wrong direction. Dad tried to hit me with a shovel. Me and him cool now. We're cool now. I still wouldn't fight him. He's 78 or some shit. Still wouldn't fight him. My mom, I'd beat the shit out of her. Hey, he wasn't your typical dad. He'd curse every once in a while. That's good. You had a good childhood, you fucking bitch. You're 72 now, though. Your parents are long gone. So you can talk about him, I bet, now. My dad wasn't your typical dad. No, hitting you with a shovel because you threw sand in the wrong direction, not your typical dad. My dad worked at NASA, and he fought people in the parking lot if they told him he got an algorithm wrong. That's real. And then he got too mad at himself. So he quit NASA, and he started making music, and he toured Europe as a musician. That is not your typical dad. I miss him. I'm going to call my dad. This is how it went. Okay, we started the game. This is how it went. My dad said, first word he said was, fuck. Typical dad. Sister said, asshole. Kinky bitch. Cousin who was there said, bitch. Okay, so she didn't like somebody at that table. And then you, Heather, you said, bloody cunt face. Say, that's not your typical 11-year-old. Do you see how that's not typical? Bloody cunt face? What? Where'd you even learn cunt in 1927? I guess actually was probably more prevalent. Cunt. We're going to get demonetized. Bloody cunt face. Also, do your face look like a pussy and it's bloody because you're on your period or because someone fucked it up? Right? I think that's the only time you can call someone a bloody cunt face if they have a face that looks like a vagina and they get beat up. The looks on their face were priceless. I was the quiet, shy type of kid. So that's typical kid, right? That's typical kid. But you saying bloody cunt face, untypical. 72 years old, 1927, untypical. So I was the last person they expected that to come from. My dad stood up, placed both hands on the kitchen table and said, game over, and walked out the door. And he was never heard from again. That's a pretty funny story. That is, to be like, game over. I mean, Dad, you started with fuck. I just said bloody cunt face. At 11, if I as a dad, if I go, let's play a game where we say our favorite swear words. Already I'm like, all right, this is your favorite. If I hear my 11-year-old son or daughter say bloody cunt face, I laugh hysterically. And then I ask them how they heard it. Because I don't it come from me because that sounds so dumb. That's a pretty good story. Thank you so much. Heather Hughes Travato. Heather Hughes Travato. You sound like a travel site. Trivago. That's what it is. You sound like a travel site. But that's Storyville. Thank you so much, Heather, for your story. I really do appreciate everybody sending them in. Keep sending them in to Storyville_pod. Keep sharing it, guys. We're growing every week. I really do appreciate it. To all my new followers from these shows this past weekend, thanks for hanging, guys. Keep watching. Keep sharing. We are nothing without you. Storyville is nothing without your stories. I'm most of it, but your stories, big part of it. So please keep sending them in. Keep hanging out with us, guys. That's it. That's Storyville episode 12. Thanks for hanging. As always, please go follow Alex Cureau, me on Instagram. Go follow Storyville Pod. Share it with everybody. Go check out the merch site, storyvillemerch.myshopify.com. That's it, guys. Go buy tickets. Providence Comedy Underground, April 17th, 18th, 19th. Go get those tickets right now. Ticket links are in the bio. Other than that, guys, y'all are fucking awesome. Thank you so much for hanging. See ya. Bye, everybody. Bye.